options, choices, and we get them often. Yeah. And if you ain't no, God damn it, what? Any, mini, miny, mo. Let's get it, let's go. If you ain't no, what? Any, mini, miny, mo.
And we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Down in the Basement podcast, where we tell you some of the biggest headlines that went down this week.
Yes, sir.
If you're listening for the very first time, we roast, we toast, we say some rhymes sometimes. Joining us is Simon in the house.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
We got Ricky, the soundboard guy.
The one and only.
We got our very special guest, Mr. Allan.
Hey.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, sir.
Peace and blessings. We're excited to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Last but not least, my name is Anthony. And also, thanks for listening.
Yes, today is a very special episode. We have a In the Mind of series. We have here today, as Ant mentioned, a very special guest, a friend of the show, basketball, champion basketball coach, high school coach. Yeah. Entrepreneur, designer, and the best friend of a long time, Allan. Can we get a round of applause, man? This is a homie right here, man.
Yes, sir. Long time friend. Very long time. I was talking to Ricky and Ant before, because I know these two have been best friends for. You guys have been best friends
for a decade.
Almost,
yeah. 2007.
Yeah, and me and Allan have been best friends since around that same time. So it's best friend war today.
Word.
That's pretty much.
But I've known him for longer than that. We went to middle school together. So
facts.
Okay.
He's 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Him and my brother are the same age, so we, very close with. All his circle of friends, I was always that younger brother that wanted to kick it, but I couldn't. So yeah, he's in their age range for that. So yeah, me and Simon have been knowing each other for a long time.
Hey, that's what's up. So back in middle school, is that when y'all got really just became friends, or how'd that pop off?
Yeah, well, I mean, first where we're from, Lathrop, right? It's very small.
Yeah.
Right, and we all went to the same elementary school, same middle school, and then all ended up going to the same high school.
Okay.
Too. So kind of the people that you grew up and you went to school with in kindergarten, it's a very good chance you saw them and graduated with them.
Yep. Nice.
Okay, let me ask you this: how did you guys meet?
Oh, that's the question. First interaction.
Yeah. How do you remember?
Do you guys remember meeting each other really quick? No, just do you have a specific moment you remember?
It was.
Oh, you guys remember?
It was a moment. That's why.
We're losing this battle so far.
Hey, we're not here to compare friendships.
Yeah, I'm joking.
But ours is pretty nice.
Simon's favorite color is black.
Yeah.
No, we like I said, I don't remember the exact moment. But just like you said, they laid up so small. Even if he wasn't your best friend, you guys all had, kind of knew pretty much everybody else. But where we really got really, really close is in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with you guys. A saying that I go through, or that I like to say, is similarities bring association. So we were, even though he was 2 years older than me, I've always had an older mindset. I got a lot of family members that are older, and I was just, so I kind of was more advanced, or to say, that level. So we kind of kicked it off that way.
That's cool.
Facts.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much so.
And that's what's up. And then after he moved down here, you stayed up in Lathrop, and you kind of just started your own path over there. Tell us a little bit about that. What you got going on?
Yeah. So there's really no hospitals out there. That's how small.
Oh,
it's
word?
literally 2 exits, and you could pass it up.
Oh shit.
That's why. When I kind of say that area, I just say the surrounding areas. A lot of people know Stockton, Modesto. Those are the big areas. So we're kind of in the middle. But yeah. So. After he had left, and mind you, when I say we were cool, I'm we were cool. He was dropping me off after he graduated.
Yeah,
he was dropping me
my
off,
brother, dude.
In his mom's whip, or his whip, when he got it, to school. So we were still very close, like that. I mean, well, where do you guys want to start?
Shit.
Yeah, I want to know everything, man.
Everything. I mean, basketball, right? Basketball was your big thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Were you on the team in high school?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
So very much so. So obviously I grew up playing basketball. everybody that I had older than me obviously experienced high school first. So one of my other childhood friends, Eddie, he kind of put me on with the varsity coach before I even got to to high school. Hey, this is this is Allan. He's gonna be coming here. Blah blah blah. So I was always kicking it with the older guys, and obviously the basketball team is always something. It was a bigger time sport in our area because we were pretty much good, especially his year.
Okay. You weren't on the team though, right?
Nah, bro. I know you guys because I don't even ball with you guys. You guys really old. You couldn't be on the team and ball with us, and not ball with us. My bad. I basically, Allan's short story. I always flake on them on ball.
On hooping? Oh
Yeah.
man, I gotta redeem
We're
it.
done with
Man,
that.
I gotta redeem
We
it.
ball weekly, bro. Weekly.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, yeah.
on
So
with us.
it started out with basketball. Was a captain. I only played 3 years out of my high school career, only because, and I don't even think Simon knows about this, I was a hothead. You know what I'm saying? I knew right from wrong, but I just wanted to do my own thing. You could tell me the stove's on fire, touch it, you're gonna burn. I'd be like, nah, not to me. Let me test this out. You know what I'm saying? Me and my coach at the time, we had gotten into it. So what had happened was we lost to a crosstown rivalry game, right? We go in and we're showering, and the janitor came after our game and was like, "Oh, the place is completely trashed." Like they said, we were breaking mirrors, we were flooding the toilets, like we were just doing a bunch of punk stuff, which I wouldn't even allow that. You know what I'm saying? As a captain and just as an individual, you know what I'm saying? Clean up after your own mess, treat someone else's house like it's yours. So that's what I always grew up on. So. And I was a rebel. And so the coach called me and he was like, "Hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, you guys are going to get it tomorrow."
Damn.
So I was like, "Oh, is that right?" So being the little, captain that I was, I rounded the troops. I was like, "Hey guys, practice is at 9. Let's meet at 8:30, like real quick in the front office." So we met up, and literally everybody, and I told him, I said, "He's going to make us run. Let's stand on that. We didn't do it, so we're not going to run. We're not going to run for this. We're not going to be punished for something we didn't do." So we get to practice. We're shooting around. Coach is not even in there. So I was like, "Oh, man, he's gonna give it to us." So we line up, and he's seen my text messages, you know what I'm saying, to my players and to the assistant coach, right? Because the assistant coach, he was a former basketball player, and I knew him. So he came back and coached, and I was texting him like, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna tell my guys to stand, follow my lead basically, and we're not gonna accept that." So the coach,
Because you guys
comes
didn't
in,
do it, right?
Because we really didn't do
Yeah.
it. I'll take that to the grave. We really didn't do it. So we get in, and he calls us, baseline, right? And he's on my head coach. He's on the assistant coach's phone, and he's just like scrolling, and I'm like, why does he have his phone? And then he was going down the line to each player. He's like, "So you guys ain't running today, right?" And then he just keeps scrolling. And then he gets to me and he's like, "Okay, captain." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "So you think I'm a punk? You think, you know what I'm saying?" I was like, "What?" And then I remember in my text messages to the assistant coach, I was like, "He's a blah, blah, blah." Like, I'm not standing for that. So he tells everybody, grab your, if you don't want to be here, grab your shit and leave. He's going down the line, and he's calling people out. He's like, "Hey, Simon."
Per name, like on the contacts.
Per name.
Damn.
So then I was like, I got to stand on my word. And this is 3 games before the season ended of my JV year. 3 games before. So then I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? He got to me, and I was like, yeah. And so, rightfully so, my guy one of my players, I told him, I said, "Guys, bring an extra coat of change in, because we're gonna turn our stuff in if it's not gonna go our way." Like, I was like ready for it. Like,
Damn.
I wanted to stand on something, and that's how I was gonna go about it. And Sammy was actually, another childhood friend that he knows. He actually was one of them that walked out with me. So much respect. Shout out to Sammy. So I ended up changing, and then I gave him my bag. And then like that night, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I don't think that was right. Just giving me
Real
that
talk.
that real talk as a coach. You know what I'm saying?" And, I accepted. I was like, you know what? Hey, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I overreacted. I shouldn't have went that far. But if I'm telling you I didn't do it, I didn't do it, or we didn't do it. So then he was like, okay. But he's like, oh, by the way, coach so-and-so wants to talk to you, which is the varsity coach who runs the program. Right? So then I'm like, damn. And I'm kind of scared of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's tough. And so the next day, he calls me in, and we're in the locker room, and he's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're trying to band players together? And to me, like I said, my father wasn't around. So it was hard for me to get another adult, another man at that, who's not my father, yell at me. So, like I said, I was just like, what? Like, I'm back on the team. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, you're not. I said, oh, okay, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you didn't get approval by me. He says, you might have quit and walked out. Who knows if we're going to take you back in. So then I was like, okay. So we go back and forth bickering. And then he's like, you're going to throw this all away? He says, you leave out the door right now, you're never playing for me because I'm going to go be varsity, you know what I'm saying, the next year. All right.
Bye.
So then I didn't. So I walked out. I didn't play my junior year, which was probably one of our secondary greatest years. We had a semi-pro player come. It was his senior year, and he was begging me, not begging, I don't want to say begging, but he was asking me like, bro, come out, like I need you. Like, I can't be the point guard and the shooting guard. But he was probably one of the greatest players to come out of our program. Yeah.
So that was the year you missed, like your first year in varsity.
Yeah. So my junior year, my first year in varsity, I missed, and then. Well, while that was going on, I was still showing up to games. I was still being supportive. You know what I'm saying? Those are my guys.
Yeah.
And then that summer, or once the season ended, before the school year ended, they're like, bro, it's going to be your senior year. Like we kind of need you at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the good basketball player left. He got a D1 scholarship to Jackson State, Mississippi.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a star player.
Yeah.
So I had multiple meetings, you know what I'm saying, with the coaching staff. Long story short, everything went fine. Ended up playing my senior year.
Nice.
Was captain right off the gate.
Damn. Yeah, you got the leadership already, bros.
We
We're all
banded.
already, they were already vouching for you. Like, no, we need, bro. Like, get him back.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
it was yeah. And then I've always had a lot of mentorship growing up. Like I said, with older, whether if it was my teachers or even him as a coach, because I had to be more mature and be like, okay, this is why he did that. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing it just to pick on me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I had to look at it from his point of view.
Yeah.
So after I graduated, when I turned 20, one of my good friends that actually is Simon's age, he's the one that started coaching right after he graduated. And so, he kind of pulled me under his wing, was like, hey, bro, look, you're not doing too good right now, because I was running around, you know what I'm saying, being a bad kid. He's like, just come help me coach and, give back to the kids and, don't waste your talent, basically. So I came back and I coached. It's about to be my 10th year this year.
Damn.
Congrats. That's a big
So
mark.
it's they say 10,000 hours, you could consider yourself, pro or elite at that level, putting that many hours, or 10 years, a milestone. I put in way more than 10,000 hours within 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Simon knows. I used to post a lot on social media of me spending time with the kids, whether we're at the gym, we're outside the gym, we're playing outside. Nowadays, I think, don't get me wrong, they're soft.
Yeah? You see it?
I see it because they don't like playing outside.
Yeah, bruh, we've talked about that. And
Outside courts are like, well, you can't open the gym? I'm like, bro, like, this is where you earn your rank. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
Like, you gotta. That now I know why you guys are trying to talk to the refs and talk about foul. I'm like, no, that's not a foul. Like, you're just being soft.
pussy. Shout out to
Yeah.
Olympics episode.
You know what I'm saying? So, it like I said, I dealt with them all. I've dealt with D1 players. We had another kid that I coached when I first came back. He ended up getting a scholarship to Sac State.
Nice.
And then now he's overseas playing.
Oh,
And then now he's working on getting into the actual NBA draft.
Damn.
So yeah, so he was big time.
I noticed that, like, one thing, like, you when you describe, like, the people who play for you, call them like your kids. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's like I feel like a coach is like they have that kind of role for for people, right? Like it's like they're like you mentioned, right? Your mentor is like somebody who like looks out for you who's not your pops.
Oh yeah, a lot. Like I wish I had that.
Yeah.
I wish I had that mentorship, and you know when I see them, regardless, I'm talking like this 6'8" kid. Yeah, obviously he's older now. You know what I'm saying? But he still calls me coach.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed. You know.
He got respect.
Yeah. And then I'll talk to them. I think that's why I do great with the kids, and that's why when I came back and coached the varsity coach, like I said, who I got into it with, he was more, you know, he kind of seen that, you know, okay, well, because some kids nowadays too, they can't take older guys coaching them for some reason. You know, kids are just, I think they're just like, oh well, basketball changed since you played, you know, it's different now. So he was kind of using me as the middleman to get to them. Hey man, talk to this kid. Hey, this is what he's doing. And then I would just keep it real with them. Like, look, bro, I understand I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. You don't have to listen to me, but, hey, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're the captain. You're walking around with your head down when you miss a shot, or you're showing up late to class. Like, people are watching you. They say, oh, okay, he's the captain. He's doing it. That's okay. I can do it. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't accept that. And then I also don't accept where they say, I mean, I don't want to get canceled for this, but when a lot of people tell me like, I treat every kid the same, you can't, because if this kid is staying after putting in the extra work, he's gonna deserve more playing time.
I agree.
I can't
Facts.
treat him the
I
same
agree.
as the kid that's gonna be missing or he's not as talented.
That's facts.
And that's why I kind of don't like that saying. Like when you see me in go mode and gym mode, I'm with 2, 3 of my kids, multiple, you know, and we all get to work in. They have fun with it though. Obviously, it's not. I don't sit there. I don't push them. I guide them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only time I push them is when it's like something where it's like, okay, we do this thing is it's called the Jordan drill, right? +10, -10. That's what they call it. And we go from elbow to elbow, and when you make a shot, you start at 0. When you make a shot, you're +1, but when you miss a shot, you're -2. So you got to make a good amount in a row to get to either +10, that's when you win, or if you miss 5 in a row, you're -2 every time. You're -10, you already lost. So the name of the game is to either get to 10 the quickest, right? Or at least, well, to get to 10 is the goal. You get to -10, that means you missed too much in a row. You lost.
Yeah.
So
Good.
stuff like that, you know, I push them like, come on, push up, you know, let's you know, get to it, get your butt down. All the simple fundamentals, but other than that, I guide them. I don't push them, do nothing. Hey, you don't want to work out today? Cool, I got 2 other kids that's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want the work, you're gonna come get the work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's really like, I don't think that the saying where you got to treat everybody the same kind of works for that, because it's like you get what you earn, right? Like, and if you're going to put the work in, you obviously deserve more, and that's in all facets of life, whether it's like a job, right? Who's going to get the promotion? The one that works the hardest, right?
Yes.
So I think what it really just comes down to is more just like in terms of maybe just not putting someone else, maybe just not seeing them lower because they don't put in as much work, right? It's like you're not lower than somebody, or like
But you just
I'm not
ain't
gonna
the star. You ain't gonna be.
yeah,
part of it.
exactly. But like if you want to be there, then just put in the
Facts.
work. I think yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really think that's anything bad. That's not really like favoritism. It's just like, nah, bro, like you put in the work, you're valuable. I'm gonna put
Exactly.
you in. That's what it is. And that's cool, man. That's cool that you are that mentorship to kids. I know that my coaches definitely helped me a lot when I was coming up in high school too. I was on the wrestling team, and you're right. It's like that other kind of role model, right, that you learn from, like, and they don't just teach you about the sport. They teach you about life sometimes.
Facts.
Because like that's the cool thing about sports is it's not just about like an actual physical activity that's good for your health and stuff. It's like you can learn a lot from it, from discipline, you know, determination, like handling really
Adversity.
adversity, exactly. And like there's so many things you can learn from sports, which is why I want to make sure that when my kids are little, I put them in these types of situations and really help them grow, even if they don't want to, like just get them introduced to it. Because I don't feel like I was pushed like that. I had to find my way myself, and I could have learned so much more if I had been pushed like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
feel that.
like that type of camaraderie is important, I feel.
Yep.
Is there anything that you've done now as a coach that like you know one of those things that like when your coach coached you were like, damn, dude, I can't wait, or I wish I can do that? Like, is there something like that you're able to do now that just feels like, damn, that's crazy that it's come full circle, that like do things that your coach would do to you? Like, do you ever have like that kind of? I explained that horribly, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
have
You
you ever
lost
heard
me.
of a?
Have you ever had a dream that you had you
Have you ever had a dream? Yeah,
My bad.
Have you ever had a dream?
The Tropicana cherry was
You
kind of
lost
crazy this morning. My bad, bro. But yeah, you get my question, right? Or do I need to repeat it?
Have I ever had a coach?
Yeah. Like, have you ever done something now that you're a coach that it was something that, whether good or bad, you hated or you loved, that you wanted to be able to do when you were your coach?
Like,
Hey,
basically, all right.
Hey,
No, wait, I understand. Let me help you out.
Please help.
What is your favorite coaching moment?
My favorite coaching moment?
Yeah.
I was
Your best or favorite coaching moment?
okay. So I was probably spoiled because my first year when I came back, we had probably the best. We had probably the best graduating class in our school history. That same group of kids from their freshman year till their varsity year, they had a combined loss of 4 losses.
Damn.
Combined.
Damn.
All 4 years.
Monstars.
That's crazy.
So and like I said, and it was crazy because when I was a senior, they were freshmen. So then when I came back and coached, they were either juniors or seniors. So I knew them already, and I knew they were going to be, they were going to be good. So that the best coaching moment I would say was back in 2015. Shout out class of 2015. We actually won our first section title in school history.
Oh shit.
So we had I think a 28-2 record. We ended up beating another crosstown rivalry for the championship, which they were pretty good too. So we were fortunate enough that we were both out, on different sides of the brackets, and then we happened to meet, in the finals. We could have played in Lathrop or Manteca or Stockton. We ended up having to play, and it was at the old King Stadium. Oh, and then just that celebration alone the vibe is different. You're on the NBA. I don't know if you guys been on the NBA floor, but I'm there coaching. I'm there suited and booted. I mean, not to play, obviously, but just having to see it.
Yeah.
That was probably the best, and I still have my lanyard of the backstage pass. I kept it of section champions, all that. So that's probably the best.
Did they throw Gatorade on you?
Moment. Not on me. I was the assistant coach, so I wasn't big time like that. But no, we turned up definitely in the locker room and on the bus ride.
Champagne,
nah,
cigars,
nah.
You got the
What we did,
ski goggles on
They
and
got
everything.
the apple cider.
Chris Boss.
Yeah, bro, we talking high schoolers right now, bro.
Yeah, you gotta chill, dog.
But no, nothing like that. It was water. We were throwing water around. We were hyped up. Like I said, first in school history. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing. Like I said, I seen them all. We had our good years, our up years, we had our down years. So it's blessing, man.
You have any bow-legged people? Like like we were talking about it earlier, bro.
Okay, so
there's this theory that people with bow legs, they're just spectacular at sports, bro.
Yeah,
They run faster. They just
all around athlete. They just got it springs. I think it just springs sideways in their kneecaps.
What is bow legs?
bro. Like, okay, when you see somebody's legs, then usually they look straight, but like when they curve out a little bit, like 2 hooks.
Yeah. When you see people walk like that, like, yeah.
From the knee to the calf. I'm sorry, from the knee to the ankle, like that part right there, when it's out, like it goes like that. Those are the ones you gotta be careful from. They're gonna be the dangerous.
Those are the ones that walk up eating Burger King to a basketball court, don't stretch, and they're dunking.
Exactly.
Like first, that's weird.
I'd be jealous as fuck, bro. I'm trying to dunk.
Bro,
like, what the hell?
I seen that your last podcast. How's that training going for you?
It's okay. I'm still trying to get my knee. Hey, honestly, shout out to this man. He's out here like, hey, by the way, last episode y'all mentioned.
He's like, pull out the receipts.
No, thanks for asking. But yeah, I'm currently still getting my knee checked out. I just had the MRI, so we're gonna see what the results are. But I'm going to get on that training program to really work on my spring, work more on just like getting my knee back to health, bro, because I miss balling. Like, balling's one of my passions. Like, even though I'm not really that good.
Can I suggest something? So,
please.
I'm not by any means a doctor or anything, but working with kids and talking to a lot of my kids that did graduate and went off in that field of, sports medicine or health or anything, you know what I'm saying? when it comes to dunking, like try and Google or look up like hip flexor movements.
It's all in the hips, huh?
That'll make a difference in your bounce too. Outside, I mean, your knee problems might, affect that, but try hip flexor movements.
Hip flexor.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that's where a lot of the bounce comes from.
Thank me later.
Ricky is gonna be dunking next week. You better watch out.
Is that Zion?
I'm trying to dunk too, bro.
Is that Zion?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Not Ryan, bro.
Ricky gonna be dunking. He'll be on the cover and one mixtape next weekend, bro.
Hey, I
Watch
gotta
out.
get Anthony back after he put me on. He fucking cooked me on a mixtape.
Facts,
Some
facts.
disrespectful ass shit, dude.
Yeah.
You never ball with your homie though?
You've never seen me ball home. Like, I never ball.
Nah, I don't know. I've never seen him ball.
I just be balling off the court. That's just really,
There
I'll
you
just keep it
go.
real, dude. Like, I really just be, I don't know if I'm good, bro. And I feel like after my knee thing that I talked to you about, I'm scared to like, hey, go ball up and then like end up like being the guy who gets injured.
Yeah,
I hate
that
when-
guy. I
I
hate
would
getting injured in the gym.
Bro, first you look like a
that happened more
bitch,
than once.
right? And second, like, I don't care. You look like a bitch if you get hurt when you balling with your boys. I don't care that there's no way.
You're never gonna hear,
like,
hear the rest.
Nah, it happens. It's
it
unfortunate.
does,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, don't go ball if you feel like there's something that's gonna happen like that.
And you can't get injured if you don't play.
Oh,
You feel me?
That's why I see what you're
just
doing
playing.
there.
I'm playing.
Self-preservation.
Yeah.
Self-preservation.
none of the coaches before you got to actually experience winning a championship like that, huh? That must have been lit.
Yeah, no, the first in history. We were close back in 2000. We lost to a buzzer beater.
Oh,
That was heartbreaking.
that man now, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough.
R.I.P.
Tough.
Yeah.
I never. What's your greatest sport moment? Like, maybe not coaching, but like, as an actual player.
As an actual player, probably my freshman year. I had one MVP that year. I was just killing. Mind you, like AAU and wasn't that popular as it is now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least back then for me, it was like NJB, and I played for a Catholic basketball team. I didn't even go to that school. It was just to get some hoop run,
Hey.
like real talk. When I played for St. Anthony's, so but the greatest one was probably my freshman year. I think I had dropped like 24, which was the most. I was always looked at like Steve Nash was probably one of my favorite point guards.
Bruh, that's
I was
my
always-
favorite player.
I was always a pass first point guard. Kids nowadays they want that Steph Curry be able to shoot, Dame Lillard. Like they're fine, but I've always been the pass first point guard. So I was more about the assist.
Dimes.
Like, I had the dime. I had the no lookers. All that. Like that was. Fake way me. But for the most part, I'm not sitting here like, oh, yeah, I got 15 and 10. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'd probably get his 8, locked up on defense. You know what I'm saying? Get the assist.
That's
you know
what's
what I'm
up.
saying? Did my job.
That's my favorite player, dude. That's the only basketball jersey I have is this Phoenix jersey.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had one, too, going on. That was my very first one, too.
His matches against Kobe were fucking
Tough.
crazy in the
Tough.
playoffs, bro.
Yes.
He always got the best of us, though. God damn it, dude. Yeah, I feel it, dude. I love getting a good pass in, like, especially if it's like no look or just some saucy ass fucking behind the back. I don't know, some
Guy
shit
does
like
a lot
that,
of no
bro.
look
It's
passes. Too
Yeah.
But
many.
do you
Too many, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Game-breaker.
fucking just throw it right to someone's face, like Giannis with Harden.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
bah.
Dude, that shit was hella
Get that
Do you
shit
still
back.
ball now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, the kids, they challenge me, which is fine because they keep me young. You know what I'm saying? I'm 29. So they
Still
keep me
young, bro.
I mean, yeah, I'm still young,
Okay.
but they
Just
keep
wanna
me
make sure.
younger, with their lingo and all this stuff and their music. But as far as hoop, yeah, bro, I got to give them that work. I got to humble them sometimes. And then when I do train with them, I'm there too. Like I'm not sitting there trying to get my whole workout in, but I'll run them through versus other coaches just, hey, do this, crossover, behind the back, use a cone, side. Like no, like I'm gonna show you how to do it, right? And then it's more of a player development style is what I do. I don't run camps or nothing. It's literally player development, and I have multiple different groups because I'm not gonna train if I have a center and a point guard. My center is not going to do point guard drills.
Yeah.
I'm not working on
Yeah.
that with you. So I'll kind of keep the groups to their skill talent level.
That's
you know what
smart.
I'm saying? Break things down to an even. I want them to get an understanding of what I'm trying to tell them.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I gotta humble them sometimes. I gotta beat them in the ones.
I think those are so funny when you
Mandatory.
post them on like on Snapchat or something.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like I just be watching like they challenge him.
They
did
yeah.
it.
When you see me, it's the only time on Snap. I don't be on Snapchat a lot. But when I do, you'll see me. I'm like, oh, I gotta bring it out. I gotta bring out the bag. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to work. 3 dribble max from the top of the key. So you're either gonna get to the rim, or I'm gonna get this shot off. Either or. You know what I'm saying? So
3 dribble max.
3 dribble max, top of the key.
That's your rule, or
That's our rule.
That's the game rule.
That's
That's
how
the
we
game.
play. I don't know how other people play. I don't know. We go 3 dribble max.
What does that mean? What does 3 dribble max mean?
So you start at the top of the 3-pointer, top of the middle, and then he's guarding you, and you have 3 dribbles to score.
Oh shit.
And then we do that. So we do that, and then we do heels to the 3-point line, and it's a running start. So now it's kind of like a fast break 1-on-1, and then we do one from each wing. Same thing, 3 dribble max, and then we do a high post, 15 feet, so we get our post work in.
Are you dropping gems right now that somebody can just take this and be like the best coach? Like, what if your ops are listening right now?
Yeah. No, see, that's fine though, because I can give you guys all this information, right? I'm giving you guys it, everybody else on the podcast, but who's really gonna go out there and do it and apply it? Yeah,
True.
you know what I'm saying?
It still work.
Still work, and and you don't know what else I'm leaving out, so you can feel
Facts.
like you're getting 100% of the things.
Your ops is right now just all right, we're gonna get him next year.
I've had them, watch a lot of my stuff too, and ask me and inquire me about some of the things, which is fine. Like I said, I don't mind sharing the game.
Yeah.
In anything, whether it's basketball, whether it's life in general, because you withhold information. I feel like you're now comparing yourself. Like, why wouldn't you want to give him the information? You think he's gonna take off and run with it and do better than you? Cool.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Cool if he does. Hopefully he gives you that information back so you guys both elevate. But
That's
if he doesn't,
true.
then you're still finding your way to go and get it.
That's real spit right there.
Feed me, I'll feed you,
Exactly.
and we'll eat together.
Exactly. So me and Simon kind of had a conversation on the way over here too, where it's being repetitive with things, right?
Practice makes perfect.
Yes, but then also you don't want to get stuck in that nostalgia stage to where you're just going through the motions. So I tell my kids a lot too.
The
Hey,
plateau.
bro, you're just going through the motions. Yeah, exactly. When I tell you cut to get open, you're just jogging. No, just because no one's guarding you doesn't mean you're just gonna jog through it, right? Like, you're just going through the motions. So then now I'll switch it up. Now I'll throw 2 defenders on them instead of 1. And then what we were talking about too is, we're kind of on a set program to where we wake up, brush our teeth, get ready, go to work, come home, eat, right?
Yeah.
And you just don't, your day just goes by. You already know what's going to happen before it even happens.
Yeah.
So what I was telling them is I do certain things opposite. I keep my mind juggling, right? So you guys probably don't know. Are you guys right-handed? Both?
Left-handed.
Okay, so obviously when you open the door, you probably go for your dominant hand left. I'll open the door with my left because I'm right-handed. When I drive with my right hand, over. I'll just switch and go left. And just the little things like that is because now you're so used to going through the same motions, but now when you switch it and flip-flop and go opposite, now you makes your brain think.
Interesting.
So just little things like that.
Like muscle confusion in a way, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Dude, I never thought about
do
that
that.
shit. You think about that? Like, do you actually
drive
think
on the
about that?
passenger seat for fun sometimes?
How the fuck you drive on the passenger? Like, you like this?
This man been on the Tropicana Cherry too.
Ghost ride the whip.
Yo, you wild, my guy.
There you go.
I mean, that's really switching it up. I don't know
Switch lanes,
about.
bro.
I don't know if that's a
You
good
gotta
idea.
switch it up sometimes.
Hey,
Wipe with your
Muscle
right.
confusion.
wipe with your.
Wipe with your right.
That's crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, when he said that to me, because we were just talking in general, like I forget things. That's what we were talking about. Like, I've been forgetting things sometimes. He's like, man, just switch it up sometimes. Like, as we get older, like what we were talking about, as you get older, you just get into the same exact thing. So like, switch the small things up, so that way your brain has to just do a little bit more each day.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you eat with your right, eat with your left. It's gonna cause your brain to learn how to do that, and it's like giving it more to stimulate off of. So I'm like, dude, that's a really good point. You better share that today.
That's
and he did. Shout out to you, bro.
that is an actual gem. Like, cause I never really thought about that, but everything is making sense. Like, it's what you're saying. You kind of go on autopilot mode, and when you go on autopilot mode, it's like, it's it's already easy. You already know what to do with that function, so you don't even think about it. Maybe your mind wanders to some other shit. But if you do it with something different, or you switch it up a little bit, then you got to focus on that shit. Then you got to see, maybe, how do I make it better? You start thinking about that.
Yep.
I mean, we spend so much time as a kid going to an adult learning, and then we get to a point where we just kind of coast. So like, unless we're learning something, and if we're not out there like taking on a new craft or taking on a new thing, then just do small things.
Yeah,
you can still do it.
And with this, you don't even got to get a whole new craft. You just work on your craft, but in a different way.
Yes.
And then you could even learn better from that. I'm definitely gonna apply this to what I'm doing now, man. I never really
so, like,
even
hold the mic with your left hand now, because it guarantees you what you're right. See,
and then look hey, look at this shit right here, bro. Now I'm looking right at the camera. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Speaking of switching it up, Undiscovered Genius. Like, how does that come in? Where does that come into from basketball? Like, did you even have any?
No. So, I have a clothing brand, which is Undiscovered Genius. The meaning that I got from it, it's not spelled undiscovered like the way it is. It's spelled differently for a number of reasons. For Undiscovered Genius, basically what it is we get wrapped in a society to where you have to go to school. Education is everything. At least that's where I came from too.
Yeah.
So Undiscovered Genius is basically, they define being a genius with what? A number of questions, which equals a certain amount of score, and you're considered a genius.
Yeah, like an IQ test.
Yeah, IQ test.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of billionaires and millionaires that didn't go to school, that don't have a degree, but they're trying to get what these guys are going to school for. They're getting what they're making. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so Undiscovered Genius basically is stating that basically defy the odds. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to be the smartest person, in the room to basically advance in life.
Facts.
If you know it, if you tell me, as I think, which is a crucial part, 14 and 18-year-old, like, hey, I want to be a firefighter. Cool. We're going to enroll you into the stuff that's going to take you to be that. You don't need to learn drafting. You don't need to learn ceramics. You don't need to do, you know what I'm saying?
Applied mathematics.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to use it. That's what you want to be. Let's push them towards that.
Yeah.
Why are we doing all this unnecessary stuff?
Facts. Yeah.
So, so with that, that brand, we started in 2012. So we've actually been around off and on for a while. Based out of Vegas. One of my cousins, we linked up at a funeral. My grandma had passed away. And so he came obviously down for the funeral, and we were talking, and I would see we were known for our pocket tees, our pocket shirts. So they were specifically designed a certain way with different designs. So that's where we kind of started out, because his wife had like a degree in fashion, and so she was sewing a lot of the stuff, and so he just had the plan, and she was the worker basically. And so started back out in 2012 when I linked up with him. He gave me some free shirts. Obviously, that's my cousin, and I was wearing them. And people were like, "Hey, what brand is that? What brand is it?" Because at the time, like, Diamond was big time before they were in retail stores.
Crooks and Castles,
the hundreds, all those stuff. So when I'm sitting here wearing, my cousins, this is, this and that. They're like, okay, and so people started asking about him. So then I just, kind of shot him a message like, hey, cousin, this is what's going on. A lot of people are inquiring about this. Like, let me get on. I've always been a businessman. I've always liked, hey, if I give you something in return, just say that you're happy. Thank you for it. Oh, I love this. Like, I love hearing that. So that's why I was always catering to, hey, you want a shirt? Oh, you want a shirt? Okay, let me see what I can do. So it was just him and his wife working it out. Well, his only main goal was to basically, it was like a side hustle just to kind of get an apartment. Mm-hmm. Or buy a condo to rent it out and just have passive income. Mm-hmm. So he that was his goal. So I was just like, I'm trying to get this as big as possible. So then I did. He was fronting me, 30 to 50 shirts, and I was getting it off. And then I would shoot him the money. And then now I have enough money now to just get it from him at a totally discounted price, obviously, because he's making the shirts. Yeah. And then I would go and sell it for what I would sell it for. Yeah. Long story short, he hit his goal, and he was done. So then I was like, oh, man, and he was going to sell the press and all that. And I was like, well, I don't have room for it at my house. I'm not going to take it. So we kind of died down for a bit. And then a lot of people were inquiring about it. Hey, bro, when's the next drop? Mm-hmm. So then I was like, you know what? So I hit him up, like, hey, I need the rights to it because it was trademarked and all that.
Nice.
So we had our website up, but obviously it was shut down. So I kind of brought it back up, got it going again. We're working on our next drop pretty soon towards the end of the year.
Nice.
I mean, I like pretty much the cold weather. I'm a December baby, so sweaters, windbreakers. Be on the lookout for that. So we're gonna come out with a big nice drop for that. Sure.
That's dope, man. I really like the message too, because you're right, college doesn't always equal intelligence. I met people that graduated, they got a degree, but once we're out on the field working, it's so unknown to them that one of my coworkers put it best, shout out to Jay, common sense ain't so common sometimes.
Facts.
And like I know people with degrees that out here putting in way more work, earning way more money, and are usually way more intelligent. It's all about what you put in to get that knowledge, right? Whether it's reading books on your free time, whether it's going through experiencing experiences, as someone would say. And yeah, man, I totally agree with that, bro. Like getting a degree isn't, and in fact, it's just the system trying to get us to pay them, go into debt, and like all this other bullshit we've been talking about before, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's not even worth it. It's way too much money. You have to pay it off like years down the line. Like, shoot, the smarter move would just be, hey, I'm gonna just hustle like you are, get my cash some other way, and you good.
Start off debt free.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't have that, and they think that because we're raised to think, no, we got to go to college, we got to get a degree, we got to do this, get a 9 to 5 and all this, and it's like, no, that's not the only way.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like we still like we're badass. I mean, you would consider us like we were cool like through high school growing up, but like we went through fucking a lot too.
Yeah,
there was a lot of things that happened like just from in general, like, but like it's cool to see it like come around full circle. Like, damn, we all some adults now and really taking care of life and grabbing it by the horns and just riding it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Still prospering.
Facts.
Always growing.
Facts.
Moving forward. That's it.
Yeah. No, but I feel like you have hella crazy ass like stories from like back in the day. That
yes, Simon is he's like one of those friends where if me and him were just looking in one direction, everybody else is around us, and we see one little girl fall, and I'm looking around like no one else seen that, and I'll look at Simon and he'll see it. Like he's like that's my guy right here.
Peeping.
So we have the same mindset when it comes to certain things. Yeah, bro.
What's the story? What's the story?
Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Allan, I feel like Allan has been through some crazy shit.
We ready for the story? So
I want to hear the story.
So Simon doesn't even know the story.
Oh
So
shit.
let me get that right off the back. So with these names that I'm gonna draw, he knows every single person here except for the actual girl because I didn't even know her.
Are you gonna name drop?
No, I don't want to name drop. I don't want. It's been. Let me just say, it's been more than 10 years. I'm not trying to incriminate myself in anything that I say here. It's not a confession. You guys said something like that last time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
It was when we were talking about Sam Liccardo,
you're
not
totally
a threat.
safe now, bro.
Yeah.
Now that you said that.
The statute of limitations. Disclaimer. Okay, so I just graduated high school. I was at my boy house, right, in Manteca. I spent the night at his house, right? So we were just kicking it, chilling. And I decided I just graduated. It's that summer, so I'm out and about.
Yeah.
And somebody from back in where I was living at or what I'm staying at wanted. I worked for a pharmaceutical company, so he wanted some things. So then I was like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, bro, I'll be back. I'm gonna go drop this off. I said, all right, yeah, cool. So I called the dude. I'm like, hey, I'm outside. He's like, oh, park around the corner. Like, I don't want my parents to see you because it's like 9 o'clock at night. So I'm parking around the corner. I'm in my car, mind you. I don't know about everyone's like high school, like their first car. Like I got my license in high school, but I never had a car. So the car that was given to me was a '96 Toyota Corolla.
Oh, it was a bucket.
It was a straight bucket, right? But I'm like, hey, I'm mobile. You know what I'm saying? I had the tape player with, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
With the iPod.
Yeah.
So, and this is gonna make sense later on. I have to unlock my car from my passenger side. Like that's the only way the key works. Yeah. So I got to unlock it, open it, hit the unlock all, and then go back to the driver's side. So that plays a key part. So I'm waiting outside, and as I'm waiting outside for him around the corner, I'm looking and I see a girl and a guy smoking in the driveway, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So let me see if I can get some new clients, right? So I'm in the car, right, waiting, and then the dude comes out, whatever, he comes, I was like, hey bro, who's that? He's like, oh, it's a little baddie. She moved from the Bay Area. So I'm like, oh, is that right? And at the time, you know, I'm not the ugliest, but I have, you know, I got some charisma. So I was going up. I've never been scared of females. Let me just get it out the way. Like, I've never been the one that's like, girls. Like, no, that was never me. Like, I took rejection, so it was nothing to me. So then I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. So then he's just like, oh yeah, she's pretty bad. She's from Bay. So I was like, okay, let me show her. She's in my town, so let me show her around. So he's like, all right. So he bounced out, and I'm sitting there waiting in my car. Well, I guess I happen to park behind the dude that girl's smoking with. Sure enough, I know him too. Yeah. I'm like, you know, hey. And then he comes by and he's like, oh, what's up, bro? I was like, yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying? Had to make a little stop real quick. And then he's like, I was like, who's that? He's like, oh, bro, she's bad. She's here from the, you know what I'm saying? From the Bay. I was like, okay. And so she had went to a high school, you know, in my hometown. And then I obviously went to high school in, you know, in a different city, the next city over. And so we didn't know each other, obviously. So he's like, oh yeah, bro, she's bad. I was like, all right, cool. And so he pulls off, and I'm sitting there on my phone. I'm like, see if I got to make any more drop-offs while I'm in town. And she's just standing outside, and I'm like, I'm in a bucket. So either she sees my face or she's just like, you know what I'm saying, just stuck on high. So then I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna go say something to her. So I get out the car, right, and I was like, excuse me. And I'm walking up, and she has her sports bra on, leggings, and she had a cool figure. So I'm like, excuse me. I was like, how you doing? And then she walks, oh, hi, She's just hella high. She was an Asian and some type of German, so she had the light skin. She was raw. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
She's
so
dope.
Then, yeah. So I was, you know, just talking about, oh, you know, how you doing? Like, oh, I gave her a fake name, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, I'm so and so. Hey, how you know him? Oh yeah, whatever. Like, he must have got her at the liquor store and was like, hey, do you smoke or whatever? So that's how that's how linked up. That's how they linked up. And then so I didn't see no cars in the driveway because we're on our driveway. And then obviously there's cars in the streets, but there's nothing like in front of her house. You know what I'm saying? That indicates there's people home. Mm-hmm. So I was like, excuse me. I was like, hey, who's home? And she's like, nobody. And I was like, you mind if I was like, what's up? I was like, what's up with some water or some juice? She goes, yeah, we can go. And I was like, cool. You tell me nobody's there. So I'm leading the way to her door. I'm leading the way. Yeah. Open her door and everything. And so
that ain't even her house.
No. So as you walk in, if you look down the hall, it's like her kitchen, her little hallway into her kitchen, and then up to the left is literally her stairs. So I'm going in, and I'm just looking around like, this is a nice house, you know, a little 2-story. And she closed the door behind her. She runs past me, and she goes into the hallway like before the kitchen, and she sets her ADT alarm. And then all you hear is, alarm, do not exit. And I'm sitting here like, I'm in slides. Like, I didn't come here, you know, I can't run or nothing. I'm in, you know what I'm saying, my Nike slides. So I'm like, what the hell? And then from upstairs, I hear her name being called from a grown man. And she's like, is that you? And she's like, yeah, Pa. And all this is going on at the same time. And I'm like, what do I do? So I'm scared. And I'm like, what? I was like, what? Bro. And she gets me and she like pushes me into, there's like another little mini hallway area to the right of the door. And there's like a bathroom, a closet, and then a room for the front where, you know what I'm saying, in the front of the house. Yeah. She throws me in the room, and it's dark, and then she throws me in the closet, and she's like, don't say nothing, my dad's crazy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no fucking way.
So what the fuck? What the
Let me get a record scratch, bro. Hey. Excuse me? Like,
yeah, she was like, my dad's crazy. So then she's like, be quiet, we're going to go in my room. So my horny side is like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is crazy. Like
you know it's about to be bomb, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know. I was like, oh, it's about to be fire.
She this crazy.
Hey, yeah. So then I was like, so she closes the you know, the closet door on me, and I'm like, damn. And I had a split second. I could have ran out, open the door, the alarm's gonna go off. But mind you, I have to run around to my passenger, unlock. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do all that. I want to walk out in peace. Yeah. So then I'm like, I just stood there, and it was like the longest. I don't know how long it was. It was long though, right? So then she comes in. She's like, we're gonna go to my room. And I was like, where's that? She goes upstairs, and that's where I heard, oh my god, you know, the man's voice. And where her room is as soon as you get to the top, there's a door, and so it's right there. So she's like, just follow me and stay low. So we go out, and I'm walking.
This man's on a Call of Duty mission,
I'm
dog.
crawling up the downstairs.
Sniper mission.
I'm crawling up the stairs, and there's like a little loft area where, come to find out, it was her dad. Later on, but it was a man on the computer in the loft area. So she was like, "Hold on." So she went up and she stood next to him and blocked him. When she went up, she opened up her door, for me to run in, and then she went over there to the side of him, blocked him, and then so I'm in her room. So I go in. I go in her room. I fucking jump across her bed. She has 2 windows, right? And this is key. So I look down at one window, and it's a straight drop, 2-story floor to the backyard. I look in the next window. It's to the side of her house, right? One's to the backyard, and then one's to the front. But it's both a straight drop. So I'm like, because she had 2 windows on opposite. So I was like, oh, damn.
You had to plan your escape already because
You got. Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
And then so her room is it was dark, right? She had like Christmas lights in there that she had like a board of like all her friends and like trips, like just pictures. I don't know. It's like typical girls' room.
Did she have the tapestry? Did she have the
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah. Did she have?
No. She didn't have that.
Okay.
But her TV, it was a channel to where it was black. It was dark, but music was playing. It was like one of the
music choice on DirecTV.
Yeah,
type
music
shit.
show.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it was
Hey,
dark.
that was about to be a good night, bro.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah,
You
no.
got the
She was
music choice
playing
on?
like the
Candlelit?
90s. No. She just had her lights from like I said, she had a board of just like
With
all
the
her-
pictures,
with pictures and
like
all
the
that.
little
I know
Polaroids.
you cannot be lying about this whole story because you
Sound
know
like a
every
Tumblr girl.
single detail
Oh,
as
no.
if it was yesterday. I love it. All
Mind
right,
you,
keep going.
this story was over 10 years ago. So I've told it plenty of times throughout my life. So this is not made up. If you ask anybody that's heard this before, there's no lies. Like it's literally gonna be the same thing.
All right,
anyways,
let's keep going.
Sounds
crazy.
So she comes back in, right? And I'm like, all right, it's go time. Like it's now I just want it even more. No lie. She gets in, she closes the door, she locks it, and she just starts dancing out of nowhere. Right? So I'm sitting here like, and I'm on her bed like trying to get under the covers already, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come here. And she's just dancing, and I'm like, I'm a freak, but dude, it was more like she's crazy, but I want it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there in her bed like, oh, wait till you get here. Like, I was just like, fuck it, do you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was, hey, come here. So she came over, and I'm on the side by the window, right opposite of the door. So if he comes in, I'm just gonna drop down. You know what I'm saying? I already had it planned, but she had like a little nightstand with a drawer, right next to me on my side. So she reaches over, and she's like, "Here, drink this." And I was like, "What is it?" And it was a water bottle, but the tag of it was ripped off, so I didn't even know what brand it was or anything. And I smelt it, and it smelled like poison. I don't know what poison smells like, but it smells like death. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
She's like, "It's vodka." I'm like, "Nah, no, there's no way it's vodka, right?" So then I was like, "Well," I started getting freaked out. I was like, "What are you on?" She's like, "I'm on that." And then I was like, "Well, you take a drink." And she's like, "No." So then I was like, "Well, red flag, right?"
Yeah.
So then I started
Bruh.
my freakish ways was like, okay, this is gonna end bad. Like I don't want to be here.
Right.
It's more than I can handle.
She freak.
Yeah. No.
freak,
Oh no.
like-
She dangerous.
Oh yeah. So anyways, so she was sitting there. I was over here trying to cuddle up with her. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to ease the moment. I don't know her from a can of paint, right? I'm here on the prowl for something that I probably don't even want no more.
Yeah.
So then my boy texts me, he's like, "Hey bro, where you been at?" And right now it's probably been like a cool 30, 45 minutes, almost an hour from when I left my boy's house. I was just gonna drop something off, but all this was happening. And then so I texted him, I was like, "Hey bro," I was like, "Just in case, you know what I'm saying, just be ready to come by." He's like, "Oh wow, what happened?" I was like, I'll tell you when you get here." Then I was like, all right. I was like, "You know what, I gotta go." She's like, "No, you're gonna stay the night." And then I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "No, I have to go." And then I was like walking towards the door, and she's like blocking the door. And then she's like, "If you try and walk out, I'm gonna scream."
Oh my God! What the hell? This girl sound crazy.
If my balls couldn't go any more up than my throat because pause, but like it just went. Yeah, I was
bro,
scared.
like-
At this point, I'm scared because she could be like, he broke in or he tried to, you know what I'm saying, do something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro,
She turned
bad.
off the like. Think about the steps. She turned the alarm on as if nobody had come in. So like, That's crazy, bro.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
That was the first red flag right
yeah.
there.
So then I was like, all right. And then
That was
like,
alarming.
I get back in her, I get back in her bed, whatever. And then she starts.
Freestyling.
She know the pants got spit like a plaster. Raptor, bedroom, did like don't like dash, faster, motorbike faster. He gotta get a bitch, watch the rap.
Nah. Then she's in her closet. She's either looking for something or she's doing something. I don't know. I can't remember what, but she was just digging through some things.
She was getting distracted.
But she was also still dancing, so I was like, okay, she's in a good mood still. Like she's probably just cleaning or organizing something, right? But long story short, she wasn't looking at me. So then I text my friend. So I text my boy. I'm like, hey, bro, this is where I'm at. Blah blah blah. Where my car is across the street. I'm in that 2-story house. There's no cars in drive. This is what I told him. I said, bring the baby. So the baby is code. For you know what I'm saying? For something.
Just in case.
Just in
I'll
case.
make it home tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Bring the baby. So he knows, it's something serious. So I let him know, so he's like, what do you want us to do? So then I'm like, okay, well, if she's going to scream, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make sure I get away and I'm safe. Yeah. So I told him straight up, knock on the doorbell, okay? If her dad answers, lay his ass out. Like, straight up. Like, this is Operation Get Allan the fuck out. If you gotta, you know what I'm saying, lay him down to get me out, hey, you better do that because I would do that for you. This is serious. This is serious though.
This is for your life right now, huh?
This is for my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been a fighter, bro, so you're not going to just take me off of this. I'm going to go out swinging. So then he was just like, okay. So then, 15 minutes later or less than that, he comes. He's like, hey, I'm outside. I'm like, knock on the door. We hear a knock on the door. I even heard it. This guy is so dumb. These guys was knocking on the
They called out your
door.
name.
No, they had their mask on, and so he looked through the people because I heard him scream. He called her name. He's like, are you expecting anybody? And she's like, no, Pa. And then he's like, there's guys with masks outside. I'm hearing that from downstairs, and the first thing I did was like, I got on my phone, said, get the fuck out of here. I said, meet you down the street. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna hear it from me if I make it out alive, they're gonna get an earful from me because now I'm dead. Now I'm dead, right?
I'm haunting you, by the way.
Wait, but that's so funny that he's just like, yeah, there's guys outside with masks on.
Okay.
Are you sure?
So he starts flickering the lights to let him know, like, hey, I see you guys. Like, you guys got masks on. Yeah. So he starts flickering the lights, and then they take off. And then I was like, meet me in the corner. Meet me at the corner. Like, just wait here, though. Because if I run out and he chases me,
yeah,
lay his ass out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, how can I finesse my way out of this? Looking in her pictures, right? In her room, there was a mutual friend's little sister.
Okay.
So then I'm like, okay, and I work with her. I was working with her. That girl's older sister. She's my age, right? They're a grade lower. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, how do you know her? She's like, oh, that's when I first moved out here. She's the one that got me from the office. She took me to my class or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. I was like, she's like, how do you know her? I was like, I know her sister. I work with her sister. And then she goes, oh, and I was like, hey, what's her number? So she just blatantly gave me that girl's number, right? I wrote her this long message and I just laid everything out. I was like, hey, this is Allan, blah, blah, blah. I'm at so-and-so's house. She's your sister's friend. I don't know if you know her. She's not letting me leave. Is there any way that you can come here and, kind of either diffuse the situation or help me get out? It was a paragraph text.
Bruh.
Her response back is, why are you there? She's crazy. And my heart dropped. Now it's Rambo.
Why are you there? She's crazy.
Yeah, that's the first thing she says.
One man.
And then she goes, where are you at? I said, I'm in her room. She goes, okay, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, act like you need to get clothes, or act like you came by to pick something up for your sister. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes,
something, bitch.
Yeah, I was like, something. And then so she goes, okay, give me a sec. So while I'm still in her room,
oh my God,
whatever, and my boys are still in the corner. They didn't leave yet.
Oh my God.
Stupid, Dumb and
Still wearing their
Dumber
masks.
are in the corner still.
Wearing their masks still.
Hey, just waiting for the next move
with their mask on.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So then we hear the doorbell ring, right? And so the dad knows her because she's, that's her best friend's older sister, or whatever. So then she knocks on her door. So she goes and she unlocks. She goes, "Oh, what are you doing here?" She's like, "No, my sister didn't text you. She said that I'm gonna pick up a shirt for her." She's, "Oh, okay." And so she's in her closet, and I'm packing my shit up. I'm getting ready. I'm getting my keys. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my stuff ready to go. And then as she picks out a shirt, she starts walking out, and she looks at me, and she's like, "Come on." So then I get up and I'm following her. She's like, "No." And then, hey, when she said no, my heart dropped. I wanted her to know, like, I am in trouble. And so she was pushing her out the door, right? Yeah. And she was pushing my friend out the door. So I'm sitting here, like, I have my hand, up on the door, and I'm like, "Let me go." When you're so mad, you don't even want to yell. You just have that, "Let me go." Yeah. I gave her that look. I looked at the soul and I was like, "Let me go." Right? So listen to this. So she was like, "No," and I was like, "Fuck, her dad's right there." But I was at this point,
you gotta fade the dad.
At this point, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what he looked like. I'll just know if someone is in my house, like I'm gonna take you out regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he probably has the same mindset. Yeah. So I ripped the door open. I just overpowered her. Lucky enough, he happened to be in the kitchen. He wasn't right there in the loft area. I didn't know that though. Right when I opened it, I ran down the flight of stairs.
Oh shit!
To save my life. I probably skipped like 3 or 4, but I didn't fall. So that's how I know I'm a hooper. So there you go. I ran down the stairs. I ran out, and for some reason the ADT alarm, it didn't go off. But I unlocked the door and I ran out.
Nice.
But for some reason it didn't go off. So I don't know if he disarmed her or something. I don't know.
When he opened the door.
Maybe
for
he
the
disarmed.
friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So damn, I didn't think of that. So I ran out, had to run around my car, unlock it, come back in. And then I go in and I lock my doors, right? So I'm like, cool, I'm safe. And I'm texting my boys like, hey, I just got in my car, I'm looking out, and I'm kind of waiting for my car to warm up.
Oh God!
It's been like, hey, my mom always told me make sure the car's warmed up, so I was like warming it up too, right? So then as I'm texting, I'm not even looking. She walks out the house, and she socks my window. She punches my window. She obviously didn't crack or nothing, and then she's like, oh, F you this, F you, talking shit to me, and I'm just over here, I'm laughing at her. Shut up, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking my shit back. I'm just waiting for my car to warm up. Over here pressing the gas. I'm like, hurry up. So when she does that, she's like, I'm going to tell everybody about you. I'm like, that's fine. I gave you the wrong name. So I'm over here. I'm jabbing at her, right? So she's just like, she couldn't say shit.
But your car, it's just because your car's warming up.
I'm waiting for my car. And I'm waiting for my boys to text me back for them to be like, go back to the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then I end up driving off. And when I say this, it's literally a scary story because when I drove off, I looked in my rearview mirror and she's just standing in the middle of the street. All you seen was just like a black silhouette, just watching me drive away. It looked like a movie, bro. Cannot make this up, bro. Cannot make this up.
That's like Get Out.
That is Get Out. She was trying to keep you in the sunken place.
Okay, so can I elaborate more on that?
Go ahead.
So what happened after this was I ended up finding out who she really was, right? So she's bad. Like if I was to show you guys a picture of her, you guys would probably try and smash too. So come to find out, 2 years later, obviously, it was right before I started coaching. I ran into her at a party.
Oh no.
Oh
and
shit.
Still looking bad, right? And she was like, she gave me that look, and I was just like, well, we're older now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna try and kill me. We're at a party. So I went up to her. And I was like, what's up? I was like, remember me? And then she was like, oh my gosh. She was hella embarrassed. She's like, sorry. Like, she's like, I was going through a lot of things. Like, she's like, I'm not crazy no more. I'm like, it's okay. She's sexy. She's sexy as fuck. I'll tell you that. I don't want to hype her up, but she's a good looking girl. So check this out, though.
I'm not crazy no more.
So we exchanged infos, right? Social media.
Allan, why?
Round two.
Yeah, why are you going back?
Round two. Hey, I'm a fighter, bro. I'm a fighter.
Oh my God.
Hey, because you never got it the first time.
Hey, listen to this though.
Oh my God.
So I was telling my coworker this, right, a couple years later, and I was like, look, what didn't you smash? And she's like, okay, let me just say this. She's a high-end escort now.
Oh my
so
God.
she makes 6 figures. She's told me a lot of the supposedly NFL, NBA. She fucks with
Oh,
a lot
she's
of
talking like that?
like a lot of judges. Like she's
Nice,
getting it
damn.
like that. She's a high end escort. So then I I was curious. I asked her. I was like, hey, for me, you know what I'm saying? Curious for me, you know what I'm saying? And she told me 5,000. I said 5,000.
Bro, really?
Yeah, she was dead. She was,
Moral of the story: I'm down 5,000.
hey, so she told me 5,000. So the loan that I'm still paying off.
Yeah, so the payday loan.
I had to go through it, my boy.
So yeah,
Damn,
and
bro.
she's doing it. She's one of those girls that you see on Instagram. She's obviously low key.
That's crazy, bro.
Doesn't have 1,000 followers, less than that. But her pictures she's in Dubai. She's there. You just don't see the person taking the picture. You don't see the 49-year-old fat guy with a gut with 5,000 to throw around. But she's everywhere.
Yeah, she gave you homie price, bro.
So, yeah, that was good. I was like, 5K for me? I was like,
That's crazy, bro.
how much for George Mathis? No, I was like, but yeah, like that's like I said, that's a crazy story.
That is crazy, bro.
No, that is insane.
That is crazy.
So I was traumatized. I did not want to go over a girl's house for like the next 6 months. I was like, you're coming to my house.
6 months.
I just gave it a 6 months. I was traumatized for 6 months. So I was like, I'm not coming over. Like, it's bad.
That's how it was, bro. Back then, we was outside, man. That right there, that was crazy, though. I don't remember all that.
And the crazy part is, like I said, he knows the people. So like, if you guys want to get a freaking validation check,
nah,
these
you
guys
good,
can
bro.
he knows.
I believe you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
true.
saying? So
That's crazy.
But yeah, it was more of a survival thing, and that's leads to basketball. Like basketball saved me. I was
Hey,
like,
brought it back to basketball, bro.
Ball is life.
ball
is life. You've heard it here
Ball
first.
helped me out. So yeah, ball is life. So.
Hey, if
Damn,
it wasn't for
bro.
ball, I wouldn't have gone down those stairs so quick.
Damn.
I would not have the speed
Ball saved
Damn.
my
make
life.
it to the car.
That's crazy.
That's the infamous, that's the infamous story.
That's a great story, man.
Fuck, bro.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's insane. I had to jump out a window before, but I ain't never been kidnapped, held ransom by some girl. Like,
I
what
think
the
the
hell?
moment she started dancing when she shut the door would have been like the issue. Because like when so far,
Nah, the
imagine, like-
alarm as soon as he got in, the alarm
Oh, yeah,
turning
that's
on.
crazy.
That
That's
shit,
crazy.
I would have been like, I'm out.
Yeah.
As soon as the dad was there,
Yeah.
But it was like a split second decision. Like she heard the throw me in the
Alan, it was
closet.
just like you said, you horny, you just making decisions. babe.
That's what it comes down to. You
Like-
see the power of the other head.
Yes.
the
That's-
other head.
that's-
the other head. Yeah.
Pussy power is just
Hey,
crazy.
we
bro.
talked about the bad wolf and the good wolf.
Oh,
that
man.
was the bad wolf right there. That's
And we here to just acknowledge it. We fed it a little bit.
You know, he fed it. It sounds like he fed it for a couple hours. But I don't blame you.
Yeah.
She sounded like a Tumblr girl. You know what I'm saying? She is where she is now. I feel like if you was gonna get there, it would have been worth it. You know what I'm saying?
I would have got it for free versus the 5,000.
Exactly.
So,
But
it was
you know
a
what?
chance.
Your sanity and your well-being is more important than that. So
Yes.
I respect that.
crazy.
I respect
Right
that.
on.
That is a scary ass situation, man. I thought the worst would be like getting caught by the dad, but being held ransom by the girl definitely sounds
Yeah.
way worse.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, where can people find you, bro? Like, I know you still got Undiscovered Genius. Well, like, where can people like hit you up by or?
My social media, Allan _ the Don DADON _ oh God OHGOD. You could find us at Undiscovered Clothing on Instagram, which I am revamping, and then my YouTube channel. If you guys want to see a lot of my like I posted a couple of basketball workouts there.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
I had some vlogs, undiscovered.tv.
All right.
So
Is it spelled? Because you remember I remember you saying it wasn't spelled.
oh yeah,
The same- how's it spelled?
Undiscovered UNDSCVRD,
Okay.
and then Genius is regular.
Okay.
So
no eyes.
no,
Nah,
Because there's no.
Because
there's
you
no
are
eyes.
the genius. It's I'm the genius.
Eee.
That's a hard ass bar.
That's a hard ass bar.
yeah.
Hard ass
Bars.
bar.
Right on.
Undiscovered Genius. I'm gonna do that. I need to work on my game.
Right on. Well, Alan, we talked about basketball. We talked about crazy female.
I feel like we could talk for probably like
Like,
2 more hours. Like
I
you're a
really
really
can,
chill
bro.
dude, bro. Thanks for.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
no.
hey, I'm telling you guys, every time I hear and watch you guys, I will always call Simon right away and be like, bro, you guys are hilarious. Like, and it's I was nervous at first coming here, but You guys, I just feel like I already know you guys.
Hey, you one of the
like that's how
homies.
it is. And podcast is like the next, not the next. It's popping right now.
Yep.
You know, I'd rather listen. You know, at work, I work 12 hours a day, so I'll put on your guys' podcast and run through 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes.
Real
So,
one. Real
all
one.
day.
Get you a friend like Allan, man.
Straight up, get you a
Right
friend
on,
like
bro.
the Don, bro.
Before we go into like the wise words stuff, is there anything else that you want to like plug out or anything that you wanted to, just shout out?
Shout out to you guys, man.
Hey,
Real
man.
talk. Real talk. This, like I said, this is definitely interesting. I like what you guys are doing. What you guys do with this. You guys are slowly upgrading.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a good thing. You know,
Trying
what
to
I'm
make
saying?
some, bro.
Yeah.
We all hustlers out here.
And just keep it going, bro. Like I said, with my clothing brand, it's not what it's cracked out to be. Not every single one of your friends are gonna buy your shirts. Not every single friend's gonna watch your guys' videos.
Facts.
You know, I have over 800 friends, on Instagram. Shoot, if every single person that I know personally bought a shirt, I'd be rolling in dough.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work out that way.
Mhm.
So for you guys, forget the views, forget the subs. Someone's gonna catch on to it. You know what I'm saying? And once they do, it's already authentic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You guys
Appreciate
aren't
it,
gonna
man.
change it up. So yeah, just keep it going, man.
Appreciate
Right on.
that.
He
will,
threw the
man.
reversal card on us, man. That was
Needed to
never
hear that.
happened.
Dropping gems on it.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
I think it's about that time to wrap it up with some wise words. Start us off with Ricky.
just on the conversations that we had today with our guest, I just want to remind everybody that, knowledge, a degree doesn't necessarily equal intelligence. I really think that as long as you are curious, I think that as long as you are putting in the work to learn, read, and just become a better person, you don't need to go to school for that. So, pick up a book, go to the library, do some, but a genius is not determined by their degree.
Thank you. Here's Simon.
Yeah, man. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff we talked about today kind of came around about being full circle, right? Like, we talked about being in basketball to coaching a team. We talked about, facing adversities and sharing those results and stuff. So, yeah, man, I just want to make sure that everybody keeps grinding and keep that full circle mindset, right? Whenever you kind of come up from something, it's also good to give back into it. So, yeah.
Thanks. Here's our very own guest, Allan.
Move at your own pace. Have your blinders on. Don't worry about what other people are doing. And don't compare yourself to anyone or anything. As long as you're slowly moving up, hey, something's better than nothing.
Facts.
Thank you for that. Last but not least, on behalf of your four friends here, I just want to say this. There are good ships and there are bad ships. There are small ships and there are big ships. But the best ships are friendships, and that's what we have today. Thank you guys for joining. Tune in again next week because we are out.
Wrong button.
Right on. Go.
Allan to Don.
Fucking
Yes,
Don,
sir.
bro. Oh, God.